Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for Pla-Act number 7. We have Sanada, the Masayuki version. This is made by Plum, and this is a variant of Sanada. The first one, unfortunately, I don't have it nearby. I've stored it somewhere. I have to find where I've stashed it away. But it's the red version. He has antlers for his helmet and wielding the same trident, kind of like similar to this. So this is just a variant of that with a different kind of armor, and really cool. So here we go. Here's the box, and it's one of those a little different from your Bandai kits. Hence why he got me intrigued, got me into this particular line. They have some interesting design and build as well. Here's a little bit of info. And onto the back here, this retails about 3,500 yen. Yes, it is a bit more expensive than your typical high-grade kit, but it's different. And it has its own style, which I like. It's kind of like a mixture of frame arms, since you have that inner frame there, which kind of reminds me of that as well. But this is a different company, again, made by Plum. Anyways, that's the box art. I'm just gonna show the kit next to it. This is unpainted. It does need quite a bit of work. As you can see, there is red here, but not molded in. Yeah, some pieces here, like this bottom section on the leg, it's a separate piece. They could have painted it, or they could have molded in red, as well as these sections here, but they didn't. So that's something that we have to put on, even the eyes. There's no decal sheet on this or anything, so definitely needs a little bit of work to make it stand out. Alright, so we have a closer look at the kit here. It's quite nice. It's not completely black like Oda. It has the gray pieces here. You have this brownish gray. I'm not particularly sure what. There's a typical color term for it. It just right now it eludes me. Then you have white pieces here. Again, I should have painted it red, but for the sake of this review, I'm just doing it out of the box. We have somewhat like a champagne gold here for the crest and for the chest. I think that's kind of what it is. It's like really light pale gold. Well, yeah. And what else we got here? I think that's pretty much it for the color scheme. Yeah, I like it. And this is kind of like in a border of super deform and a high grade. He is kind of chibi sized in terms of the proportion, and I kind of like it. I do like, I love my SD kits, so this is definitely a design that kind of grew on me. Hence why I'm getting them. All right, so going over articulation for the neck, there's a ball joint on the base of the head as well as the top of the body, so this will give you fairly good articulation. Now be careful with this crest here. It is pegged in, and when you're trying to push this thing down on those polycaps or ball joints, make sure you take that off because you have a little peg connection there. You don't want to break that as you're trying to force it in. Now these sides are pegged in on that rectangular shape. Well, actually it's a little different, but it's just pegged in there. Again, it'll probably be best to put the crest and those white pieces afterwards you have the head on. Now I just want to point out that the bottom part here, or the faceplate, it's pegged in with this tab on top. So you can definitely swap it out with other Pla-Act kits. Now I had an unfortunate mistake with this faceplate. You see that little tab on the side there? The gray piece, or the shin guard, or chin guard, or something like that, should have connected there. I thought it was a nub. I took it out, unfortunately. Turns out there is a duplicate plate that has you have a spare of this. So if you ever made a mistake, you have another one to put on. But I just ended up super gluing it in place, which worked out, similarly, same way. Moving on, we have the shoulder armor here, which is really cool. You have a hinge system here, and it's part of the armor. Oops. So this is gonna happen on this review, where some parts of it, as I mentioned before, it's sandwiched. That's actually a problem with this kit. A lot of the peg connection is sandwiched. That's why it's not gonna be held properly. Although they have a little tab on top, yeah, even then, yeah, so it does require some work. If you hobby cement certain things, it'll definitely stay there. It does require, yeah, working on this kit. But anyways, getting back to this, we have the hinge system, which is cool. It's pegged in right there. You can definitely remove this armor and change it out if you want to. Then this whole thing kind of rests on top of the shoulder. You can't really move it. It's in there. And actually, when you're trying to assemble it the first time, it feels kind of wobbly. It doesn't seem like it's gonna hold, but you just have to wait till you completed the assembly for the shoulder armor, and everything holds in there. Now this thing, you got a little bit of a swivel here. See right there, you can kind of see it. And this thing kind of just it's on top of this, or actually underside. It's kind of hard to explain, and now I think I just got it. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can do this in this review. I'm kind of just dismantling this now. But this segment here kind of goes, it's like a sleeve on the other side. And I think it pegs on the back side more. There we go. It's kind of tricky in a sense, but yeah. It's another one of those sandwich design that they have. I'm not a fan of it, but there we go. I got it back. Let's put this back in. There we go. And put the shoulder in. So in a way, this helps me show you the inner workings. So there is a ball joint and a peg right there. There's a polycap here. You connect that in. There we go. This is held by friction somewhat. It is pegged in here, and it kind of contours around the shoulder armor. So let's see if I can get this thing positioned, and hopefully it will stay. Hopefully. Alright, so it stays there. You have your bicep swivel. You have your double jointed elbow, which is fairly good. I like that. And even then, it's kind of hard to show. Oops, that's not showing. Yeah, it's kind of, you got some geometric shapes there. Kind of makes that elbow look nice. It's not just like a plain flat surface. So that elbow design is actually really nice. I like it. So there we go. That's your articulation there, and you get your wrist as well. Now for the torso, you got a ball joint onto the waist right there. Okay, it gives you quite a bit of articulation. It is on a polycap, so there. Polycap of this is kind of like Kotobukiya. Just the feel of it, it's not too bad because they're big polycaps. Definitely, if it's a ball joint, like for Kotobukiya, it also been a problem for me because they get a lot more of the friction and wear. But this just not really much of a polycap ball on this particular kit. Right, so moving on. Actually, the polycaps are the sockets, like this one here. It kind of sticks out here for the swivel, but yeah, it's connected there. You got your side skirt, then you have your front skirt here, which again, another sandwich piece, so it does have a tendency to pop off. Probably best to glue it in that peg right there. Now looking at this, you have a V-shape waist or peg. It's on a ball joint here. Gives you a nice wide stance ability, and you have another ball joint there for the legs. So you got your tie swivel there and a little bit more. Backside, you have this back skirt. I like that they have the thrusters here as well. Not sure if I mentioned on the side skirt, so quite nice in terms of the skirt design. Put in this back here. Now for the knee, similarly to the elbow, it's double jointed. It's quite nice actually. Let's see if I can bend this some more. I'm actually kind of curious it looks like it's backwards since you have more of the, yeah, they also have a weird limb design, because when you're putting this on, it's kind of hard to tell which one is the front and which one is the back. You gotta really follow the instruction, but as you can see here, you can do the knee bend fairly well with that double joint. It doesn't really just work, well, it doesn't quite work with this armor here, but I mean, let's put this on here. There we go. Alright, so it does work. And you can see how you can really bunch up all that leg armor in there, which is quite surprising. But yeah, great knee articulation there. And I already mentioned about the armor. This one fell off, so you can see, but there's a lot of the 3mm peg connection. Definitely, if you have other accessories, I believe they have the little add-on sets that you can buy. And yeah, definitely you can mix and match, or even just from different Pla-Act sets. Alright, so that's that. And why is this not connecting? Alright, yeah, I'm not too fan of that peg connection. Anyways, moving on, you have your ankle. The ankle is on that hinge that you can move, and it's on a ball joint as well here. I believe there is a pulley cap there for the ankle, and this gives you a wide range for that foot movement. Now there's no toe articulation, and you can kind of see here, these two pieces are sandwiched, making that feet a lot bigger, or that foot I mean. But I like that bulky leg armor, really nice. So in a way, it's more on the aesthetic look or the design. If you dig this design, you know, this is a kit that might interest you or something to consider. But yeah, there we go. Now, in terms of accessories, you know, aside from those open hands, we have this particular pair of hands here, which holds the weapon. There's no closed fist, and this kind of doubles as that. So only two pairs of hands, and it's always been like that for the Pla-Act series. I can't quite remember now if they have a separate one, maybe, but then sometimes they change out the backplate on this. This one is just gonna be all black. And let's do a swap out on this one. Pop this out right here. Put this on here. I got the little tab. There we go. Now for the weapon, as we've seen on the box, you have like a trident here. You got white pieces here. It's actually 3 parts, and you have another gray piece here to kind of connect all together. And it's just a straight rod. You know, quite nice. It's a simple weapon, and it works. Unfortunately, this thing just slides in, so that could be a problem for some. But definitely, it's an easy fix. You can use blue tack or something else, or just having rest onto the foot. But yeah, definitely you can do a lot of cool poses with this, you know, for his weapon. And I believe that his primary weapon, he uses a spear as opposed to using a sword or other things, or a bow. But yeah, I like this design. I like it a lot. I can't remember if they made one who's an archer yet. Hopefully. But most of them just use a sword or a spear like this. And yeah, he looks great. It's kind of like, I believe he's a General Sanada. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this review. Again, it's a great kit. If you look at it in terms of the design, it's very unique. Different from the other kits I built so far, but in the same way, similar. It does feel like frame arms, having that inner frame and putting the armor on. Yeah, but overall the design looks amazing. I like it, and that kind of, you know, brings you to whether if you wanted to get it or not. It is 3,500 yen. That's about 35 to 40 bucks, and depends on where you're getting it from. I don't think a lot of local hobby stores gets this unless it was requested. I got mine from Amiami, and I think they're still readily available. Highly recommend getting the later release, since you're getting quite more than the earlier ones. But yeah, definitely a really nifty kit to try out. Anyways, that's about it for this review. Hope you guys like it. If you got questions, particularly on this kit, I'll try my best to answer that for you. That's about it. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.